Hello everyone. Out of 100 Urantia Core Truths lectures, today is the second lectures. I'm going to give a lecture on Urantia Book Foreword. The Urantia Book is a profound spiritual text that provides a comprehensive revelation from the Urantia Commission, a celestial body of high spiritual authorities. This lecture will delve into the foreword of Urantia Book, which sets the stage for the profound insights and the techniques contained within. The foreword is intended for all truth seekers, those who are on a sincere quest to understand the nature of the universe, the origin of life, and the humanity's place in the grand scheme of creation. The imagery on this slide depicts the cosmic universe with whirling galaxies and a divine light radiating from the center, creating an ethereal spiritual atmosphere. This sets the tone for the profound revelations that will be explored in this lecture, drawing the audience into contemplation of the vastness of mystery of universe. The Urantia Book Foreword begins by acknowledging the great confusion that exists in the minds of mortals regarding the meanings of terms like God, divinity, and deity. This confusion is not simply a lack of knowledge, but a deep and complex problem arising from the entanglements of religious, philosophical, and cultural concepts formed over thousands of years. To resolve this confusion, the revelators do two things. They first define the meanings of key words that will be used going forward. While acknowledging the limitations of human language, they strive to contain cosmic truths in the English language as best as possible. The foreword is the first result of this effort to clarify the meaning of these important concepts. The limitations of language in conveying cosmic truths and advanced spiritual concepts, it is extremely challenging to express expanded ideas and elevated truths when restricted to the confines of human language. New terms are introduced only when existing language cannot adequately capture the concept. Even if the meaning is somewhat distorted, it is better to convey the idea than to not communicate it at all. The reader must actively explore the deeper meaning behind the words, as passive reading is insufficient. This revelation requires the reader to engage deeply with the text to grasp the full significance. This slide introduces the lore of the foreword as a terminology guide for the revelation that follows. It explains that foreword is not a complete treatise, but rather a preparatory tool to help the reader understand the meanings that is assigned to the words used in the text. The foreword was written by a commission from Ubersa, the captor of the Urantia superuniverse, to provide cosmic perspective and prevent confusion or misunderstanding. It defines the foreword as a map or a guide that predefines the meanings of the words that will be used, as communication without agreed upon definitions is impossible. The purpose is to establish a common understanding of the terminology before delving into the full revelation. Urantia, our planet Earth, is part of a vast cosmic order At the center of this order is paradise and the universal Father. The surrounding paradise is central universe of Habona. Beyond Habona are the 7 super universes, including Orbonton, where we are located. Our local universe within Orbonton is called Nevadon. So, Urantia is just a small part of this grand cosmic diagram, but an integral part of the larger whole. We are not isolated, but deeply connected to the greater universe. Deity is a broader concept than just God. It can exist in prepersonal, personal, or superpersonal forms. Deity is characterized by unity on all supermaterial levels of reality. Deities can be existential, experiential, associative, or undivided. Divinity is the unifying, coordinating quality of deity. Divinity is comprehended through truth, beauty, goodness, love, mercy, ministry, and justice, power, sovereignty. Divinity can be perfect, relative, or even imperfect. The 7 levels on which deity functions represent the different stage of deity activity and manifestation. The static level is the self-contained, self-existent deity, the fundamental self-sufficient being. The potential level is the self-willed, self-purposive deity, deity with will and purpose. The associative level is the self-personalizing, divinely fraternal deity. Deity is relationship and community. The creative level is the self-distribute, divinely revealed deity, deity who creates and reveals. The evolutionary level is the self-expansive, creature-identified deity, deity who expands and identifies with creation. The supreme level is the self-experiential, creature-creator unifying deity, the deity who controls the grand universe. The ultimate level is the self-projective, time-space transcending deity, the omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent deity. The supreme and ultimate levels are experientially evolving deity, unlike the static paradise deities, and are currently being actualized. The concept of God is a personalized deity with 7 distinct meanings. The word God always denotes personality, but deity may or may not refer to divinity personalities. Let's explore the 7 meanings of God. God the Father, the Creator, Controller, and Upholder. The Universal Father and first person of deity. God the Son, the Coordinate Creator and Spirit Controller, the Eternal Son and second person of deity. God the Spirit, the Conjoint Actor, Universal Integrator, and Mind Bestower, and Infinite Spirit and third person of deity. God the Supreme, the deity actualizing in time-space, the experiential unification of creature and creator. God the Sevenfold, deity actually functioning in time-space from paradise to finite realms. God the Ultimate, deity manifesting transcendently the experiential integration on absolute levels. God the Absolute, deity experientializing superpersonal values and divinity meanings, currently existing as the deity absolute. The first source and center is the Universal Father, the source of all reality. The Eternal Son is the second source and center, the source of all spirit force. The Infinite Spirit is the third source and center, the mind and conjoint actor. The Eye of Paradise is the absolute controller of material gravity. The deity absolute represents the totality of all deitized potentials. The universal absolute unifies and coordinates the deity absolute and the unqualified absolute. The unqualified absolute is the impersonal, unlimited cosmic controller. The three categories of cosmic realities are deified, non-deified, and interassociated. Deified reality includes the infinite potentials of deity, from the lowest finite personality to the highest infinite personality. It encompasses all that can be personalized. Non-deified reality refers to impersonal energy domains and depersonalized values of universal existence, with Paradise Isle at its center. Interassociated reality may be both deified and non-deified, and is the difficult to discern realm of associated reality, embraced within the domain of the universal absolute. Paradise is the concept that embraces the absolutes of all personal and non-personal cosmic reality, the place of origin, function, and destiny of all reality. This slide introduces the key components that make up our personality and being: the body, mind, spirit, soul, personality, and Urantia. The body is the physical material organism, the living electrochemical mechanism of our animal nature. The mind is the thinking, perceiving, and feeling mechanism, our conscious and unconscious experience that reaches toward spiritual levels through worship and wisdom. The spirit is a divine thought adjuster that indwells our mind, guiding us towards the Father's will. The soul is a new reality that is acquired through experience when the spirit and human experience come together. Personality is the unique, unchanging, integrative reality amid our constantly changing experiences bestowed by the Universal Father. Urantia is the vast intermediate level between the material and the spiritual, a fabric woven with the spiritual as the warp and the material as the weft. Energy, force, power, and authority are distinct terms that are often used interchangeably but have precise meanings. Cosmic force is derived from the unqualified absolute and is energy not yet responsive to paradise gravity. Emergent energy is responsive to paradise gravity, but not yet to local or linear gravity in the pre-electronic stage. Universal power is responsive to both paradise and linear gravity, representing electronic level energy matter that derives physical evolution. Parent can configure energy, but does not control it. It is the master copy for reproduction, with the eternal paradise as the absolute of parents and the eternal sun as the parent personality. Mind is a phenomenon that connotes the presence activity of living ministry in addition to buried energy systems mediating between spirit and matter in personality. The universe is illuminated by three lights: material lights, intellectual light, and spirit luminosity. The Supreme Being is the evolving deity of time and space, the synthesis of creature-creator identity. The Supreme Being is not eternally existent like the Paradise Trinity, but rather a deity that has been actualizing since the post-Havana ages. It is growing through the process of creation and experience. All finite reality within the grand universe is mobilized, perfected, and engaged in the unifying work under the directive urge of the evolving Supreme Being. Our growth as creature is connected to the growth of this deity. The Supreme Being does not directly create, but rather synthesizes and coordinates all creator in the universe. When this actualization is complete, the finite and infinite will be eternally fused. God reveals itself in 7 forms to help finite humans approach the infinite. These 7 forms represent the progression, starting with the local universe creator sons and culminating in the discovery of Universal Father on Paradise. The 7 forms are Paradise creator sons, local universe creators, the Ancient of Days, super universe administrators, the 7 master spirits, Paradise, the Supreme Being, unifier of finite reality, Infinite Spirit, 7 master spirits, source of cosmic mind, the Eternal Son, Absolute Spirit Personality, God, the Paradise Father, the ultimate goal. The God, the ultimate, represents the deity that is evolving and manifesting beyond the confines of time and space, integrating the first experiential Trinity. As the deity of the absolute realms, the ultimate is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent on those higher levels, though currently in the process of actualizations. In contrast, God the Absolute is the result of the integration of the second experiential Trinity, representing the unifying deity on the 3rd level, where all personalizable potential is exhausted. This Absolute is the most distant and inexplicable aspect of deity from our current finite perspective. The Paradise Trinity is the eternal, existential union of the Universal Father, Eternal Son, and Infinite Spirit, the 3 persons of deity functioning as one undivided deity. This Trinity is existent, while the experiential Trinities are still in the process of actualizing. The Trinity Ultimate is currently evolving and will be composed of the Supreme Being, Supreme Creator Personalities, and the Absolute Master Universe Architects. God the Ultimate will be personalized as the unified deity of this Trinity. The Trinity Absolute is the second experiential Trinity, composed of God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and unrevealed consummator of universe destiny. The possibility of complete unification in this Trinity remains unknown. The 3 absolutes represent the structure of infinite potentiality in the universe. The deity absolute is the container of deity's infinite potentials, acting as an omnipotent activator. The unqualified absolute is the impersonal, active reality present everywhere, extending to the cosmic expansion beyond 7 superuniverses. The universal absolute perfectly unifies and coordinates the deity absolute, unqualified absolute, allowing finite and infinite to coexist. Though functionally separate on sub-infinite levels, in infinity, the 3 absolutes are ultimately one. This slide introduces the core theological distinction between existential deity and experiential deity as presented in the Urantia Book. Existential deities like the Universal Father, Eternal Son, and Infinite Spirit are eternal, unchanging, and independent of creatures. Experiential deities like God the Supreme, God the Ultimate, and God the Absolute are growing, developing, and becoming enriched through the experiences of creatures. This distinction represents a revolutionary contribution of the Urantia Book, aligning with the philosophical concept of process theology. The key differences in corresponding deities, temporal characteristics, nature, creature relationship, and philosophical significance are outlined in the table. This lays the groundwork for understanding the multifaceted nature of the divine and the dynamic relationship between God and the universe. We are imperfect beings, but we have the potential to manifest true divinity. There are 7 types of perfection, ranging from absolute perfection to complete imperfection. As evolving mortals, we fall into the 6th category, not absolutely perfect in all attributes, but relatively perfect in some ways and imperfect in others. This is our starting point on the journey toward paradise. We should embrace our imperfections and focus on growing and progressing toward greater perfections. Our goal should be to leverage our inherent divinity and strive to become more like the perfect beings of paradise. The foreword is not just a definition of words, but an invitation to a new cosmic perspective. Deity is actualizing on all personal and impersonal levels. It is not just a distant concept. We humans are imperfect, but we have the capacity to manifest true divinity within ourselves. The Supreme Being grows with us. Our choice and love are preserved within the divine. Paradise is not the starting point, but the destination. Yet, even after arriving, the journey continues. The foreword is the door, and now we are prepared to enter. Thank you.